Welcome back, kids. This is Sarcasm Speaks. I'm Jared. He's Bob. We're going to jump right into this right now because I just played a clip for Bob right before we got on. Actually, let me see if I can get it back and back it up a little bit here for y'all. This is a video from Breaking Points with Crystal and Sagar, the only news outlet I go to for my news. So I'm going to play this clip. Hopefully, how did the sound to you before?
So when you played it for me, it was pretty loud. Whatever you were doing just then was not loud at all.
Okay. All right. Because, yeah, I can only, this microphone is not the greatest at picking up sound. So I'll just play it from here.
Cells into bats. This feature is called a Furin cleavage site. Now, I know that's a complicated term, but consider this. The Furin cleavage site is what makes COVID-19 particularly infectious to humans. Furthermore, of all that we know about SARS-like coronaviruses, the coronavirus that caused this pandemic is the only known SARS-2 virus strain which possesses a Furin cleavage site.
Pretty sick.
Explanations for the Furin cleavage site do not hold up to scrutiny, as science journalist Nicholas Wade told us all months ago. So what do we have here? We have the EcoHealth Alliance, the group already known to be tied to funding gain-of-function research at the Wuhan lab,
which we already talked about,
to DARPA, the insertion of the exact infectious mechanism inside the virus that we know today as COVID-19. 1 year before that coronavirus likely escaped.
All right. So to sum it all up here, EcoHealth Alliance, the company that was behind the Wuhan lab, virology, whatever, they will go to DARPA and go, hey, DARPA, which is it's a defense agency for something. It's an acronym. It stands for something. But they go, hey, DARPA, can we include this little thing in this virus that we're studying to make it more, let's make it more bad. And DARPA goes, yeah, sure, go for it. And now we have COVID-19 and a pandemic. And it was that little cleavage site, whatever the fuck it's called, is what made the virus more transmissible. It's what made the virus what it is now. So pretty sick, right?
It is pretty sick. Everything's pretty sick, actually.
Yeah. Also, that came from the Intercept, again, which is originally when we talked about a couple episodes ago, that we got hard confirmation that, Fauci committed perjury, allegedly. And we had the hard evidence that they were studying gain of function. Same media outlet, the Intercept, that Sagar was just citing there.
Well then.
Yep. Pretty awesome. But mainstream media won't cover this.
No, they won't, because they won't do shit, because they're just the fucking worst.
Because we can't make the government look bad. We can't talk shit about the government.
I mean, I remember there was a time, what would the fucking hippies say? Right.
They'd be fuck the government, man.
And so I know from a perspective, from a philosophical perspective, I don't know where the hippies would fit in, but they're as liberal as it gets, aren't they?
Yeah.
And even they hated the fucking government.
Yeah. They were big anti-war, pro-drug legalization. The hippies are actually what led to, was it Nixon or Reagan that started the war on drugs? Whichever one of those two started it, it was almost directly because of the hippie movement in the 60s.
Now, seriously, what would seriously? what would like the best example of fucking liberal we've ever seen? They wanted like all drugs are legal, fuck whoever you want. I'm sure
Yep.
they didn't give a flying fuck about abortions. Get one if you want it. If you don't want it, cool. That's cool too. You do you. Like free loving, like whatever. They,
So
would
I
be
think,
appalled
I think,
at what they
I think what's going on here and the connection that you can draw from then until now is that their core value was freedom and like individual liberty, right? Like they didn't want big government shipping them off to war via like
Yeah.
a draft. They didn't want government telling them what they can and can't put in their body or smoke or do whatever. They were
Which
just
smart,
on the
actually
they were
not a
just on the
liberal
liberal side. Because
that,
in the
that fucking A is fucking internet. Fucking A.
from like the 50s to like the 70s, you had like that more like authoritarian side was on the right. So the antithesis to that was the hippie movement, because they were all about freedom. Like you said, freedom of love, freedom, everything's free, man. Like, let's just fucking be one, man. Like now we have people, or we have the authoritarian side is on the left. And now you have people on the right that are more, again, freedom, individual liberty, things like that. Like you can't tell me what I can and can't put in my body. You can't, I don't know, trying to think of something else. You can't tax me for driving because that's a new thing. That's Biden's new plan to pay for his $3.5 trillion budget. He wants to start taxing people by the mile. So every mile that you drive, you would have to pay the government 8 cents. That's pretty sick, right? Makes a lot of sense.
That's a thing now.
Yeah, that's his new plan. A mileage tax. So we're going to tax people for driving, which means it's just bigger government, because now the government has access to what you're doing and where you're traveling. Like if you put miles on your car, the government now has to know how many miles you're putting on your car in order to tax you appropriately. So like that means there's going to be some government reporting system that you're going to have to log your mileage.
Yeah,
to pay
I mean,
tax on.
It still might be self-reported.
Right. And it's also not a sure thing. It's just a proposal, which I'm sure it'll get shot down.
That can't get through.
But that's his plan. So back to the original point, it's the people that are like freedoms are now today the people on the right. So I think the conservatives of today probably have a lot more in common with the hippies than they would like to admit.
Did the hippies maybe have this right from the beginning?
Probably.
I think the only problem is there'd be no economy. I don't think.
Yeah.
Or I don't know. Were the hippies entrepreneurial? Like,
I don't know.
Sell someone has to sell the drugs, right?
Yeah, no, that's true. That's true. Small business, pro small business.
Someone has to sell the guitars.
Yeah.
Like, we could even title this,
music would probably be a lot better.
Were the hippies entrepreneurial? That could be the title. Or were the hippies right the whole time?
Yeah. The hippies had it right.
Like if you because the big things, like if we're gonna stereotype hippies, the big things are drugs and music, right?
Right.
Clothing. Someone had to make those fucked up clothes.
Yeah.
Well, they made them themselves probably, but someone had to come out with the fabric.
Right. Making their clothes out of fucking grass.
And fucking bed sheets or something. I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
They might not even be wearing fucking clothes.
Yeah.
Like, do you think they could have figured out an economy?
Yeah, probably. I'm sure there was plenty of smart hippies.
They were just, they were just stoned and hated the government.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah, I
guess
mean,
a
I think
little-
that's what it comes
no one
down
ever-
to.
No one ever said that. So actually, with hippies, no one ever said that they hated the government. They just didn't want to all have to go to war via draft.
Right. They opposed government overreach, which sounds like a lot like conservatives of today.
Dude, those fucking wet dog and smoke smelling motherfuckers might have had it right.
Yeah.
I wish we might need someone smarter than us to go back and confirm that the hippies actually had this correct.
Yeah.
But because they had flowers in their hair and smelled like pots, then we didn't listen to them.
Yeah, because they smoked the devil's lettuce. They were heathens.
Fucking goddamn hippies.
Yeah. But I mean, it makes sense. Like I said, if you think about it from that standpoint, what it comes down to is the core value is freedom and individual liberty.
They were as fucking
They
liberal
were as
as
free
it
as
got.
it gets.
They were borderline as liberal as it gets. And even they hated the government. So I guess they weren't all that liberal.
Yeah. Well, I mean, by today's standards.
That's true. It's probably different then.
Yeah. But that's what I mean. Back in like the 60s and 70s, the authoritarian side was the right, was the conservative side.
Yeah.
And now the authoritarian side is the left. So now the opposite is the right. They're always, it's fucking to evoke hippie culture. It's always a yin and a yang.
So anyone that's listening to this and might be like super hard left leaning, I assume they probably would have stopped listening a long time ago.
Oh yeah, probably.
Because we're too retarded. And if we might not be hard right, but we definitely are not hard left, obviously.
Yeah, no, definitely not.
Um,
I would not consider myself hard right either.
No. So like what I'm saying is if there's something we're not, it's hard left.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Because this is 2021, then people would then go, oh, well, that means you're hard right then. It's like, no. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Oh, you admit to being not hard left. Oh, that means you must be alt right. Yeah, no, that's exactly what that means, right? Because in a world where you seem to, push nuance on everyone, like gender's not binary, man. You can change your gender every hour, dude. Yeah, but apparently you are super binary when it comes to ideologies then.
Yes.
Because if I'm not with you, then I'm against you. Yeah.
When
yeah.
picking a side, everyone's a six.
Everything allegedly has nuance except for, your political views. Yeah. And whether or not you agree. Sick.
Fuck me. So the message to anyone that's hard left side, you guys are more like the state-run communism witch hunt of the 50s than you are the hippies. That's the people you have now associated yourselves with.
Yeah, you are more aligned with McCarthyism than the people that were Democrats in the 60s.
So now whatever platform you're listening on, in the comments, in 3 words or less, tell us how that dick tastes.
Yeah.
3 words or less.
Yeah. It's like, I don't know. It's getting ridiculous out there. I had this conversation today that like, it's getting so ridiculous that people still like, so someone I was talking to today at work was telling me someone older, like in their family, had a vacation planned to like one of the islands in the fucking, I don't know where people go. What is that called? The Caribbean?
Something like that.
I've
never been.
And they canceled the trip. The trip was supposed to be in like October. And they canceled the trip. And they were like, I don't know. It's COVID. I can't go. And the person I'm talking to was like, why? Why would you, like, you had this trip booked? Like, it was, you decided to book it like within the last year, knowing that COVID was going. And now you're saying you don't want to go because of COVID. And what my retort to this conversation was, at what fucking point do people just say enough is enough? Because, and I feel like we've talked about this so many times, but life itself comes with inherent risk. Like, there is a chance that I spend a lot of fucking time in the car and I spend a lot of time on the highway. There is a very solid chance that I will get into an accident on the highway and die. Like, you know how many accidents I've seen or watched, like literally watched happen, like on the highway? Quite a bit over the last, 5 years that I've been in this job. Like, there's a solid chance that, like, someday I could get into an accident while I'm fucking driving and die. There's a chance I could go to the fucking store and that day some fucking psychopath decides to shoot up the store. Like, it happens. It happened not that long ago. Some guy went into a grocery store and just started fucking shooting people. Like, it happens. Shit happens. Life comes with inherent risk. At what point do we, because we can't be Bubble Boy. We can't be Bubble Boy forever. We did the Bubble Boy thing for like, what, 3 months last year, 4 months maybe, from like April to like July. When it was first, 2 weeks to stop the spread, which became, what it is now. But we were like hardcore, like Bubble Boys for like 2 to 3 months. You can't do that forever. You can't live your life in fear every single day. Again, life comes with inherent risk. Guess what? Everybody fucking dies eventually. And when it's your time to go, sorry, it's your time. Like, I don't understand what this whole fucking thing is about. Like, no, I can't do that. No, I can't go on this vacation. No, we can't have this event with all these people here. Why the fuck not? Because if people are that upset about it, don't go. Stay the fuck home. Don't book the trip in the first place. Because by booking a vacation somewhere in the first place, you are implicitly or explicitly, I mean, depending, you could make an argument either way, but I'll go with implicit just to be kind. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. By booking a vacation or a trip somewhere in the first place, implicitly, you're saying, I'm ready to not be afraid of this. But then by circling back and canceling it because of COVID, now you're just being a fucking loser. Like, now you're not making any sense, because you just said you agreed that you're over it, you're done with it, because you're ready to go on a trip. And now you're saying you're not going on the trip because of COVID. Well, why'd you book the fucking thing in the first place? It's like, I am so fucking sick of idiots and everybody. Really everybody, I think. I'm pretty much sick of every fucking person that's just stupid. Because people don't think. People stopped thinking like a long fucking time ago, and it's ridiculous. It makes zero sense to me. Fuck.
I heard from a if you listen to the last episode, I'm not picking, but I heard from a teacher today.
Yeah.
That this teacher who is vaccinated, super fucking COVID, whatever, but went back to work teaching.
Yep.
With young kids who are not vaccine eligible.
Right. Until Pfizer pays enough money.
Was hoarding at-home COVID tests. Why the fuck would a vaccinated person hoard at-home COVID tests?
Yeah.
Can someone explain that to me?
Yeah. I don't understand.
Because if we're supposed to do everything the CDC recommends, so keyword recommends.
Yeah.
Then why wouldn't we do what they quote unquote mandate?
Yeah.
Where the CDC says you should quarantine under these pieces of criteria. So why the fuck would we not listen to their criteria? When this is the thing I don't even get. Why would it, when it comes to quarantine and close contacts and all that bullshit, do you not listen to the CDC? You just go fucking rogue and just get tested arbitrarily with tests that don't work because the FDA is pulling them starting January 1st.
Yeah, that's
So
hilarious
FDA says
too.
those tests are no good.
Yeah, but we're still using them.
But people people are still blindly getting tested for no fucking reason with tests we
Yeah.
know that don't work. So why would a vaccinated person who is only supposed to get tested with symptoms of after a close contact with symptoms, that's a vaccinated person.
Right.
Why would these people get tested without symptoms?
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
Did I do that like logically clear enough? Like,
yeah, no.
Chronologically.
What you said makes sense. What is happening does not make sense.
Oh, okay. I just want to make sure that, because before I go into this, I just want to make sure that I explained like what the quarantine is.
Yeah.
And I say this to people and they tell me I'm wrong. I go to the fucking website. I know what that fucking website says. I've known what that website has said since fucking December, November, or whatever the fuck. Whenever the fuck it became an issue with my business,
right.
I fucking know what that fucking website says.
Yeah.
And it says that if you're vaccinated and a close contact, you don't need to quarantine unless you have symptoms. So what the fuck are we doing?
Yeah.
Why would you do that to yourself?
Yeah.
And that is why we can never move on.
No.
Because people run out to get inferior tests when you don't need to quarantine per the CDC unless you have symptoms. And that's like my main argument as to why we're too stupid to move on.
Yeah. No, it's so fucking stupid. And I'm sick of bullshit. I'm sick of dealing with it. I'm sick of it being like an everyday thing. And people being like,
we're still hiding behind this. Oh, I just want it to be over. I just want it to be over. I just want to comply so it'll be over. It's like, I just want to.
Yeah. And that's the other thing too. Fuck these people that are done. You really are fucking, that is peak fucking stupidity. If you think that this is just going to be over if everybody gets vaccinated. Are you fucking shitting me? You clearly don't pay attention to anything then. If you're like, oh yeah, well, if these fucking idiots would just get vaccinated, this would be okay. Yeah, you're right. Why don't you go form your own fucking colony of only vaccinated people then? And you let me know how that goes. You fucking idiot.
But make sure you guys still get tested for no reason.
Yeah. Yeah.
As long as you do that, this can't go away.
No, it's never going away. It is never going away.
The tests either need to get better or we need to stop getting tested. That's the only way this shit goes away.
It's not going to happen.
No, it's not. I know it's not.
Yeah. Because even
people just think of it like the flu. Just it's another disease, but it's exactly like the flu. It comes every winter. It might kill some people. It might not. If you get a shot, it might not stop you. If you get the shot, you might get it anyway.
Right.
That's it.
Right.
That's what it's going to be every fucking winter. Every fucking winter.
Yeah. It's
you ever get a flu test in your life?
Nope.
You ever call?
Well, actually, yeah, I have for work every week for the last year.
No. That's it.
Because those tests, those tests can't differentiate. That's the whole reason why the FDA is pulling them.
It's people like you are dangerous because you can't. COVID's serious.
Yeah, it's so serious. It's so serious that you need a test to figure out if you have it sometimes.
Yeah. But the flu's not serious because we don't have any more cases of that.
Yeah, no, the flu's gone.
Serious.
The flu is totally eradicated. COVID killed the flu.
You're being reckless.
Yeah.
It's that type of thought that's dangerous.
Yeah, I'm the problem.
You are the problem.
Yeah.
But
you should just lock me up. Throw away the key.
You ever get a flu test?
Yeah, exactly. No.
You ever
no
hear
such
of a
thing.
flu test?
There's no such thing as a flu test because it's fucking stupid.
Huh. There's no such thing as a flu test, huh?
Yeah, I never gotten a flu shot either. For the record.
To be.
Yeah.
Hey, there's about to be a flu test.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or come January 1, there'll be a flu test.
Yeah.
It's mixed with the other tests too, but so what's going to happen once the tests start differentiating between the flu and COVID? What's going to happen when someone has the flu? Are they going to have to quarantine?
It's going to be real interesting.
Or is it just like, oh, fuck it, you got the flu, go fuck yourself?
Yeah. I expect you in work on Tuesday. Yeah. Because the flu kills a lot of fucking people. The flu actually.
Look at the numbers from last year. No, it doesn't.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. The COVID killed the flu. Only 600 people died from the flu last year. That's nothing. The flu, we've cured the flu. That's actually what happened. We cured the flu.
More people probably died flushing a toilet than fucking.
Yeah. 640 fucking people died from the flu last year. Suck my dick. You fucking morons.
So few.
These people are so stupid. They're so fucking dumb. I hate dumb people so much. Like, it just blows my mind that people live their lives in this state of fucking stupidity.
They should live like the fucking hippies, man.
Yeah. I mean, I pretty much am a hippie, I guess.
I'm just saying.
I'm more like a hippie than I would be like fucking a conservative, I guess. I don't know. Or a liberal. I don't know. I don't even know anymore. Nothing makes sense. I don't even like, what the fuck? It's all fucking stupid. And now they're trying to mandate people to get this fucking thing. And now it's just going to turn into a giant shit show. Like, because now there's going to be problems, right? So you got the whole fucking thing and everyone's like, oh yeah, we got to hit fucking this many people to get the vaccine so that we can go back to normal life. And then we get there and it's like, well, it's not really good enough because some states aren't there. Like, collectively as a country, we hit the 60%, but like, some states aren't there. It's like, all right, cool. Keep moving the fucking goalposts like you do every single time. And then you expect me to believe anything you ever say. But now they're like legitimately about to start like mandating shit. And we just saw the stand-in governor of New York, because the last one was too Italian. She just passed a law or passed some regulation. I don't know if it's a law, but she passed something that said all healthcare workers have to be vaccinated. So it's mandated, and 48,000 healthcare workers are like, yeah, you can go fuck yourself. 48,000 healthcare workers in the state of New York are not vaccinated and potentially will lose their jobs. And the governor's like, yeah, that's cool. You know what the response was? Oh, we'll pull in the National Guard from other states, because being in the National Guard, you're like classified as being a fucking healthcare person. It's like having to be an EMT in order to be a firefighter. Like, all firefighters are EMTs, but not all EMTs are firefighters, kind of deal. Where it's like, if you're in the National Guard, you're on like you have the training to be a healthcare worker. So their solution was, oh, we'll just use the National Guard. And then if we run out of National Guard in New York, we'll just pull from nearby states. Like, what?
So, question for you.
Yeah.
Healthcare workers, that includes, let me just rattle off a couple professions, and you can tell me if any of them are not included in healthcare. Doctors, nurses. I'm going to stop there.
Yeah.
So, I'm not missing something. Like, doctors and nurses are healthcare workers?
Yes.
Okay. How many years does it typically take for a doctor to get through med school?
10.
Okay. Nurses and doctors alike, they have, board certified positions. Yes.
Yes.
Degrees in their field.
Yeah.
Probably some level of standard, whether it's bullshit or not, but probably some type of continuing education to keep their license to practice.
Yeah, I would say.
Okay. So the National Guard, every member of the National Guard has some kind of professional license in healthcare. They have a degree related to something in healthcare.
Yeah, definitely.
They all passed some type of board, did some type of residency.
Yeah,
all
totally.
in healthcare.
Of course.
And then they also did basic training and whatever else the National fucking Guard does. Drives buses. They know how they did training for driving buses.
Yeah, imagine that. How bad does it suck to be in the National Guard right now? Like, I would imagine the people that joined the National Guard, which, hey, no, I'm not shitting on them. I almost joined back in the day because I was like, I won't actually have to do anything. And like, if you join the National Guard because you're like, oh, it's not that bad, I don't really do anything, I just kind of like go places when there's emergencies, and now all of a sudden now you're a school bus driver, and now you're a fucking nurse, and now, like, you know what I mean, like everyone's just like, oh yeah, we don't really have enough people to do anything, so fuck it, let's just use the National Guard. They're not doing anything.
So no, obviously I was being extreme, just choosing doctors and nurses to prove my point. Are there any other types of healthcare work? Like what other types of healthcare?
Like nursing
work?
home.
Like home health aid?
I would say nursing home health care. For the most part, though, I just assume like nurses, PAs, PCAs, personal care assistants. Is that like the elderly people? They work with them?
Yeah, elderly compromised. I was a PCA when I was like 12.
Yeah. There's a solution. We need to bring back child labor.
Oh, I used to work for my brother.
Oh.
But I used to be a caddy when I was like 12.
Yeah, there you go. This is what I mean. Child labor. It's fine. Bring it back.
Yeah, let's go.
So I looked this up. Obviously, like, this would mean nothing to all the people that listen to us that are in like Texas and Florida and fucking Ohio and New Jersey, whatever. We got a lot of people that listen in Texas and Florida, though. Shout out to you guys. Probably because, you know, you guys get it. But
no. Can the two of you fucking figure out the abortion thing? It's not that important. Stop trying to die on that hill.
Yeah, don't die on that hill. And like, pick better times. Pick better times. Just fucking legalize. Bring it up.
Yeah, legalize abortion and just fucking move on with your lives.
Yeah, because like,
it'll be fine.
There was a really big missed opportunity of the whole, like, the administration really fucking up Afghanistan, and then literally like 6 days later there was the whole abortion thing in Texas. It's like really bad timing, guys. Now all anyone wants to talk about is abortion, and the fucking administration just got let off the hook.
Yeah, never mind. It's like, seriously, abortion isn't that big of a deal. You should just legalize choice.
Yeah.
And if someone wants to get an abortion, cool. And if they don't, also cool. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah, exactly.
So you two states were looking super appealing, but you just fucking get in your own fucking way.
Yeah. So, like I said, this won't mean anything to you guys, but we do have predominantly a Massachusetts-based audience. So the 48,000 healthcare workers that are potentially going to lose their jobs in the state of New York, the city of Everett in Massachusetts has 46,000 residents. They're the 26th most populous city in Massachusetts, and 25 is Methuen with 51. So we don't have an exact 48,000, but we'll go with the city of Everett. The entire city of Everett is about to be unemployed.
Well, the documented city of Everett.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's true too.
Their population has to.
But what we have in the census, this is pretty up to date because 2020 was the census year. So 46,000 people. So again, for reference, for those of you that, you know, live in Massachusetts, 48,000 people in the state of New York about to lose their jobs. That is roughly the same amount of people that live in the entire city of Everett. So imagine that. If you're trying to, like, you know, wrap your head around, like, oh wow, how many people are about to, you know, lose their jobs? How many? And also, that's just healthcare workers. So like, imagine if Everett was filled with just healthcare workers, and now they're all about to be unemployed. That's how fucking insane this is. So then, not to be outdone, Massachusetts has to get into fucking play. And the baker, and his administration passes some legislation that says state employees need to be mandated. It's a vaccinated. So what happens? This just announced yesterday. The title of the article, or the headline, whatever, was dozens of Massachusetts state police workers tender their resignation upon hearing of the Baker administration's vaccine mandate. So that's good, right? That's what we want. We want less police anyway, right? Let's watch what's going to happen. And this is what I was getting into before I got into these two things. Is now we're going to get into some dumb shit. Now really dumb shit is going to start to happen, and you're going to see and you're going to watch the trickle down effects, because now New York State is about to lose roughly 50,000 healthcare workers, and the state of Massachusetts is losing dozens. So let's say 3 dozen. That's roughly 40 people. The Massachusetts State Police just lost 40 people, roughly, I would imagine, on the low end to this. So now we have significantly less police in Massachusetts, and we have about to be significantly less healthcare workers in New York. What could go wrong, right? What could go wrong?
So now this is interesting, because the other part of like the police and the state troopers is dozens will resign, and I assume dozens will also go on medical retirement and long-term leave, and there are like Dr. Winteroff throw themselves down the fucking staircase. Like,
yeah,
it's like, oh, slipped on the job, down the stairs you go. Yep. So I don't know. I could see that number inflating to like 100 Massachusetts state troopers. I don't even know how many we have. Probably too many, but we'll just get the National Guard to take their job too.
Yeah, no, it's fine. We'll just have the National Guard step in. National Guard will do everything.
Because so they did all that medical school and all that nursing school and basic training and weapons training and combat training. They did all that.
Yeah.
And then they're also going to sit there with the radar and catch speeders.
Yeah.
In a Humvee.
So I found the do everything in a Humvee. The Humvees for everybody. And then we'll run into the problem like, greenhouse gas emissions are through the roof. Oh, we have a climate change problem. Yeah, because we fired everyone and we had the National Guard do everything. So here it is. It's the State Police Association of Massachusetts, the SPAM, if you will. I believe that's their union. Their union might be called the SPAM, which I think is hilarious. So the State Police Association of Massachusetts statement on the judge's ruling and Governor Baker's vaccine mandate. This is the statement from SPAM President Michael Shervin. We are disappointed in the judge's ruling. However, we respect her decision. It is unfortunate that the governor and his team have chosen to mandate one of the most stringent vaccine mandates in the country with no reasonable alternatives. Throughout COVID, we have been on the front lines protecting the citizens of Massachusetts and beyond. To infinity. I just added that part in. Simply put, all we are asking for are the same basic accommodations that countless other departments have provided to their first responders, and to treat a COVID-related illness as a line of duty injury. Which is bullshit, but if people are going to make a big deal out of COVID, then it has to be a line of duty injury.
Hey, if it's
you
that
can't
big
have
of a deal.
Yeah, you can't have one without the other. So then this is the final part. This is the part that gets me. To date, dozens of troopers have already submitted their resignation paperwork, some of whom plan to return to other departments offering reasonable alternatives, such as mask wearing and regular testing. So to be clear, the policy now for the state police is vaccine or no job. because a lot of things are vaccine or regular testing, or you know what I mean. Like there's some exceptions and like there's alternatives. No alternatives here. Massachusetts State Police. It's vaccine or unemployed. So reasonable alternatives, yada, yada, yada. The state police are already critically short-staffed and have acknowledged this by the unprecedented moves, which took troopers from specialty units that investigate homicides, terrorism, computer crimes, arsons, gangs, narcotics, and human trafficking, and returned them to uniform patrol. The state police is hurting so bad for people to work there that specialty units that are supposed to be devoted to terrorism, human trafficking, and gangs, they're like, yeah, sorry, we don't have enough people to do this. You're back on the road.
Yeah, you got to go sit on 24 South at exit 18 A and B, right in between.
Yeah.
And make sure no one speeds.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, I got this lead on something happening overseas. Sorry, it's not important anymore.
No, it can't happen. I gotta go hide out in Franklin on 495. Right by exit 16.
Yeah.
Like
we've had a lot of gang violence going on, in Chelsea. Anyone know anything about that? Well, I used to, but duty calls. Gotta go hang out by the Rotary and Bourne.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, sorry, can't cover gangs anymore. I got the post right on the Tobin Bridge, just in case someone tries to jump off.
What a fucking joke.
And now we're losing more because of fucking dickheadery. And with police, it's not like policing is a little different. I mean, I don't know. I guess maybe not. I was going to say, like, you can't just like hire a cop and be like, all right, cool. Like they have to go through the academy. Whereas like with healthcare workers, like you could theoretically like hire a nurse, you know what I mean? Like they've already finished their schooling, ideally, theoretically.
Yeah.
So like the nurses still have to go through schooling and training, but like when you hire a nurse, that's already done. When you hire a cop, they then have to go through the academy. You know what I mean? Like the lag time. It's like you hire a nurse and it's like, all right, cool. I want you in next Monday. But like when you hire a cop, it's like, all right, cool. So the academy starts in 3 months and it's a 6-month long academy. And then you have ride-alongs with your partner for 2 months before you're allowed to be alone. So like, in 11 months, you'll be a full-blown cop on your own.
Yeah. And because you need to go through this, whatever the state specific one is. So it's like, even if you had a bunch of local cops, which they would never do.
No.
There's a reason local cops are local.
Yeah.
There's no local cops sitting there just waiting for the call up to the big leagues.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, they're sitting there like nothing happens in this town. I'm never leaving.
Yeah. Yeah. We get one homicide every 32 years.
I'm just waiting for the September roster expansion. I'm just waiting for my time, putting in my dues. That ain't how that works.
Yeah. So this is great. This is then, and it's not going to stop here. Again, it's going to keep going. It's wild. Like I don't know. I'm for once I'm speechless. Like I don't know what to say about it. Honestly, that this level of ignorance and self-righteousness is going to lead to so many fucked up situations for so many people. It honestly, it actually upsets me. Like it is upsetting to me, like significantly, that like, because people are so dumb and incompetent that there's going to be potentially tens of thousands of people that are going to lose their jobs because of this.
Yeah. It's got to be every state too, I think.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It's
So I just typed in on Google, COVID healthcare resignation. That's it. It's all I
Yeah.
hit. So I've got something from Montana. I got something from Utah. Utah is calling it the Great Resignation. 2,000 Mississippi nurses have resigned. Don't know where that is. Don't know where that is. All right, I'm starting to lose actual locations.
Yeah.
Oh, LA Times. That's a thing.
Yep.
WIVB. That's another state. That's New York. That was Montana. That's Utah. You're Mississippi. Who's Valley Health? Come
So it's
on,
not just Massachusetts and New York that is dealing with this.
Where is this? I don't know.
So you want to hear something great that goes along well with the Mass State Police resignations, and saying all cops are bad and we need to defund the police and all this stuff. The FBI released their statistics on violent crimes recently, like yesterday, like this past Monday. Violent crimes in the United States rose. They went up for the first time in 4 years. So,
oh, dude, how'd that happen?
For the first time in 4 years, the number of violent crimes went up. We were on a trend downward, and now we're up. There were 5.6% more violent crimes in 2020 than in 2019, and homicides jumped 30%. There were 30% more homicides in 2020 than there were in 2019. The jump in murders was the largest, are you ready? In 60 years. And overall, about 21,500 Americans were murdered in 2020, roughly 5,000 more than in 2019. Even so, the murder rate was below its 1991 peak. So like things were really fucking shitty in 1991 apparently, but the largest jump in 60 years, and over 21,000 people were murdered last year, compared to roughly 16,000 in 2019.
Pretty awesome.
Far this, and you ready for this? So far this year, because we're not done. We're not done. We still got time. So far this year, according to the FBI, murders are up 10% over 2020. So things are getting great. Things are awesome.
Yeah, things are going well.
Yeah.
Good thing we have less police.
Yeah. Yeah, thank God we have less police, right? Well, all cops are bad. So somehow the cops are to blame for this because they're not doing their job. This is it now. I told you cops were bad because they're not doing their job. Cops aren't doing their jobs. So that's why more people are being murdered. So it's the cops' fault still. Like it always comes back to them. It's their fault. They need to do their jobs better. But like they can't do their jobs too much because like then they're racist and they're pieces of shit and they're bad. But they're going to be bad anyway. So like, we should just get rid of them all.
Yes. We need more social workers out
Yeah.
Well, how much do you think murders would jump if social workers were on the response team?
Social workers would get
1000%?
murdered. The murders would be the social workers. Could you imagine a
it's like-
social worker rolling
yeah.
into fucking domestic violence, like if with a deadly weapon, like if there's a weapon involved? Hey, I'm gonna need you to put down that rake. Yeah, you're gonna get the rake right across the fucking face.
Yeah, Dean, the social worker, shows up and tries to talk them out of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
think
Now
it's-
tell me how you really feel.
I think 6,000% would be a conservative estimate.
Yeah. So we're up so far 10% over 2020, which means that's roughly another
33%.
2,000. So we're on pace for roughly 24,000 murders this year. There were 16,000 in 2019, 21,000, 21 and change in 2020, and we're on pace for 23,000 in 2021.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Killing the murder game.
Yeah. But I mean, it's still not as bad as 1991.
Oh, fuck. People are awesome. I love
Yeah.
people. They're so good.
Yeah, people are great.
Love people. What is it?
I really think I
Like-
want to spend more time with people.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
I definitely care about their opinions.
Oh yeah, definitely. Well, only when it's unsolicited. Like that.
Yeah.
That's when I really care, is when people give me their unsolicited opinions, because then it's like, it's like, okay, oh yeah, I'll take that to heart. Fuck off.
I wish I could get more unsolicited opinions. I don't get enough.
Well, I don't know. You want to start wrapping this up? I think if I go any longer, I'm gonna have a fucking heart attack, or
Like
I'm gonna be a statistic and I'm gonna go murder somebody.
Well, I mean, 'tis the season.
Yeah, it's just the season, right? I mean, you know what? I'm interested. I want to find out what the statistical probability is of me getting murdered in the city of Boston, because I bet you it's higher than me dying of COVID. Right? Because the statistical probability of me dying of COVID is less than 0.01%. It's like less than 0.1%, which is like fucking so small. Like the odds of me getting murdered in Boston have to be higher than that.
I can increase your odds of getting murdered in Boston. Wear a
Yeah.
white hood in Madison.
Yeah.
Then your odds go up to about 90%.
I'm going to Google this. Odds of getting murdered in Boston. See what pops up.
I guess your odds of getting stabbed are about 100%.
There were 57 homicides in Boston in 2020. The murder rate in Boston is 8 per 100,000 inhabitants. So that's
Per 100,000. What the
8
fuck?
100,000ths. What is 8 divided by 100,000?
I don't fucking know.
Point
This is fucking
0.00008.
You're more likely to die of COVID than
Yeah, I
getting
think
killed in
so.
Boston. Change it to Chicago though. You should see that.
Yeah, I mean, your odds of getting murdered in Chicago are like fucking 12%. They're like really fucking high. It's probably you probably have a better chance of getting murdered in Chicago than you do of like fucking Bobby
Winning the lottery.
Dahlbeck getting a hit. You know what I mean? Like there are guys in the fucking MLB that their batting average is lower than the percentage that you could get murdered in fucking Chicago.
What do you think the murder rate in Baltimore
Oh God, it's got to be pretty high too. It's definitely
Jones is
higher in
at-
Chicago. I follow an
Jones is-
account. Actually, I think it's Breaking 911 that does it. Every Monday, they tweet out. It's either Monday or Tuesday, depending on how long it takes to get the statistics in. Every Monday or Tuesday, they tweet out the murder statistics for Chicago from that prior weekend. So they'll be like, 322 murders this past weekend, and 18 of them were children. You know what I mean? Like that's their like every Monday or Tuesday they tweet out the previous weekend's murder statistics.
Baltimore's on pace to hit over 300 homicides for the 7th year in a row.
Yeah.
Dude, okay. So this is the first paragraph of something I fucking found on Fox News. An opinion column published on the Baltimore Sun raised eyebrows on Monday for touting the city's steady crime rate, which is on pace to hit over 300 homicides for the 7th year in a row, as the gold standard among major U.S. cities. If you want to know how to do murder right, you got to check out Baltimore.
Yeah. Baltimore's got the fucking juice. Let's see if Breaking 911 tweeted anything today or yesterday. Wow, they tweet a lot.
Actually, Baltimore went down last year. Went down 4%.
Huh.
You want to know what 4% is? 3 deaths.
Three deaths. That's good.
3 deaths. They're touting, hey, homicides were up 30% in the country. Look at us. We went down. We went down 4%. So really, we went down 34% because instead of a 30% increase, we had a 4% decrease.
Right.
3 deaths. 3 deaths is 4%.
That's
just
insane.
fucking luck. Or that's just reporting. That's just like when the fucking weekend fell. Weekend fell on December 25th. All right, it ended on Christmas this year. That wouldn't work. It ended on the 26th. Weekend was the 26th, so we didn't get reporting in time. That's so fucking funny. They actually think that they're doing like a great job because they went down 4%, aka 3 total deaths, 3 gross deaths.
Yeah.
Oh, we're down 4%. Look at Philly. They're up 27%.
Oh, this is cool. So this came out this morning, actually. Someone tweeted, Chicago had 81 murders in September of last year, according to Chicago PD on 10/1 of 2020. So all of September of last year, Chicago had 81 murders. That was the worst number since 1993 when there were 83. With 3 days left in the month this year, the city is at 88 homicides. So, I mean, it's not funny, but it's funny. So it's already with 3 days left in the month. It's 7 more than last year and 5 more than the previous high of 83.
I found the actual rate, 58 divided by. You know what? You're still likely to die of COVID than fucking get murdered in St. Louis.
Yeah.
That's too bad.
Yeah. That's because there's just so many people. You got to find what city has the highest murder rate per capita. It's got to be like somewhere in like New Orleans. I'm sorry, in like Louisiana, like some city that only has like 40,000 people, but there's like 72 murders.
City of 1 person or 20 people and 1 person gets shot.
Yeah, something like that. All right. You want to wrap this up finally again?
We can wrap this up. Yeah, so about more murder. I don't actually have more about murder. Did you see when Nikos tweeted me about Barret Robbins?
I don't think so. Maybe.
Did you know about this guy? He was the center for the Raiders the year that they went to the Super Bowl and lost to the Bucks.
Yeah, I did see that. He was the legend. He missed the fucking Super Bowl.
Do you know like the deal with this guy?
No.
Okay. So spoiler alert, if you don't know who Barret Robbins is and you don't want me to ruin it for you, I mean, again, you don't even know who the guy is. So he was a Pro Bowl center for the Raiders. He was the starting center the year they went to the Super Bowl. And the reason he's so famous is because he went missing the day before the Super Bowl. It showed back up after being in Tijuana because it was a San Diego Super Bowl. He went to Tijuana to celebrate the win. And he came back all over the place. Like he thought they won the Super Bowl and had no fucking idea what's going on. But the story's nuts because he's actually bipolar.
Oh.
So it wasn't that he just liked to party. He did.
Yeah.
He was bipolar. And when he was using drugs or painkillers or whatever, drinking, it would send him into these fucking episodes. So there have been many documented times where he was some random place and he was disoriented. But the problem is he was probably 6'2" and 350 pounds, so they called him a disoriented Sasquatch on a podcast I listened to describe it. I think it was just Crime and Sports. Sexy Chris recommended it to us.
Oh, nice.
So I actually listened to it. The craziest thing is, so he has all these issues with drug abuse and alcohol abuse and assault, like real fucked up. And it all stems from the mental health. But there's some point where there's two cops and they're trying to apprehend him, like in a hotel or something. I don't know all the details. I only listened to it once. I didn't read it. So he is sitting there and just beating the ever-living fuck out of these two cops. Like the
Jesus.
ever-living fuck. Like there's nothing they can do to this guy.
Yeah.
They can punch him and he won't even fucking feel it. Like that's what we're talking.
Yeah.
And he's taking people like these cops by the face and just smashing their head off the wall.
Jesus Christ.
Like, you want to talk about playing with your food? This is what he's doing.
Yeah.
To the point that one of the cops grabs his gun, shoots him twice in the chest, and it's like it didn't even hit him.
Jesus Christ.
He put two in his chest. It knocked him back, but didn't knock him down.
Yeah.
He looks up and says something along the lines of, "Now I'm gonna fucking kill you." That's what made him mad.
Yeah.
He was toying with these. He was beating the ever living fuck out of these two, toying with them, until one of them, bang bang, right in the chest. Doesn't kill him. Doesn't even knock him over.
Yeah.
Just pisses him off.
It's probably shooting 9mm. Got to get a 45. It's got to have stopping power. Yeah,
I forget the caliber. They did talk about it. I don't think it was a 9mm. Is there another caliber that cops use?
Yeah, typically it's 45. But if you talk to gun people,
is there a less common alternative?
Maybe a 40.
Okay, I can't remember.
I
don't know guns. At all.
If you talk to gun people, they're like, why would you? Some gun people, they're like, why would you shoot a 9mm? It doesn't have stopping power. You got to have the 45. It'll fucking hit someone and it has stopping power. But the other side to that argument is there's significantly less recoil on a 9mm than there is a 45. So if you're not a fucking sharpshooter, you know, you have way better odds of being more accurate with a 9mm than a 45. It's like a whole thing. It's
Whatever.
gun people are fucking weird too.
Disoriented Sasquatch. It doesn't matter what gun you have.
No.
He was all it did. He just made him mad. He just
No, you need a fucking 50 cal to get that guy down.
And then at that point, that was when he decided he was going to kill this guy. I don't think he did. Obviously, he did. But
yeah,
that made him mad. Took 2 bullets in the chest. Fuck. Crazy.
Imagine how much PCP he was on.
Dude, like fucking nuts.
That's crazy.
And like a lot of the times, like and because he was bipolar, he didn't even know what was going on half the time. Now that whole exchange, he doesn't really know the details of it.
Huh.
Like he's like, oh, they were kind of bothering me, and then someone shot at me, so I had to defend myself, whatever. He doesn't remember the part where he was just sitting there grabbing people by the face and smashing them off the wall.
Yeah.
And where it was originally his fault that they were even there, they were even pursuing him.
Yeah. That sounds like, I mean, I'm not a fucking dentist here, but that sounds like a lot more than just bipolar disorder.
Well, like again, it's bipolar, it's substance abuse, it's whatever else you want to stack on top of it.
Yeah, that's wild.
Crime in Sports is the podcast.
All right.
I don't know what episode. It's old. It's probably like 4 years old.
Yeah.
You gotta scroll for it. But it's Barret Robbins.
I like it. Yeah. Disoriented Sasquatch.
That's what it's called.
Yeah. All right. So for my final thought, I have the solution. Well, not the solution. I have the reason. I know why everyone's so fucking stupid. I know why the world sucks. I know why everyone is fucking flipping out and doing dumb shit right now. And as of yesterday, Mercury entered retrograde. However, so if you've been listening to us long enough, you know the fucking rant, you know the spiel. This is a good callback from like 2 years ago. It was probably like episode like 83. Mercury in retrograde. So not only did Mercury enter retrograde yesterday, 6 planets are currently in retrograde at the same time. We are royally fucked. This is it. This is the end. So I think the Mayans actually had it wrong. I think it was, September 30th, 2021, not December 12th, 2012. They just, they had some numbers mixed up. They can't really do math. They were doing math on fucking stone tablets. Yeah, they're dumb. This is it. This is the end. This is it. 6 planets are in retrograde at the same time. So I hope you guys are ready for the world to just crumble.
Is Earth in retrograde?
I don't know if Earth is a planet that can go into retrograde.
I don't actually know what retrograde is. So
I don't either. I remember we looked it up for that episode, but I forgot.
Yeah, it's kind of stupid.
Whatever it is really fucking stupid, but
I'm kind of stupid.
I remember we looked it up and we did a whole episode dedicated to it.
Yeah, I never really understood. I don't know. I never understood that shit.
Yeah. So look out, everybody. The only thing that could be worse now is, do we have a Friday the 13th coming up? Because if we have a Friday the 13th while 6 planets are in retrograde, I think that is the, I don't know what's it called. I almost call it the Maya culpa. That's not it. The modus operandi. I don't know. I'm going to keep saying Latin shit until I come up with it.
Why, dude? Latin's a dead language. Nah, we're good. We're good on Friday the 13th.
What, the fuck
next
is it
one's
called?
in May 2022.
I don't know. The coup d'etat I don't know. The creme de la creme.
Oh, you're still trying that? Dude, I don't know if it came through, but fucking the next one's May 2022. So we're good on Friday the 13th.
Oh, okay. All right. Wow, that's a long time.
Yeah,
I feel like
whatever.
we usually have one every like couple months.
I don't know. Maybe we're out.
Yeah. Well, maybe the
Is it a leap year?
the gods knew that they couldn't give us a Friday the 13th during retrograde because that would be, what the fuck is it called? What's it? The rapture. That's what it is. That would be the rapture.
That's not Latin at all.
No, I know. I was just saying Latin words. So there we go. There you have it, folks. The problem is retrograde. Sucks to suck, I guess.
Oh, so once we leave retrograde, everything will be fine, right?
Yeah. That's how that works, right? Because your life only sucks because planets are in retrograde. It has nothing to do with decisions that you make.
That could also be the title. Your life only sucks when planets are in retrograde.
Yeah. It's only that. That's the only thing. Just like the moon is the only thing that has effects on your attitude and your thoughts. Well, the moon pulls the tides, and you're made of mostly water, and you think the moon doesn't have an effect on you? Actually, I don't. I don't really.
Not really.
Because it's also been disproven that the moon's gravity moves the tides. It actually has to do with the motion of Earth's rotation. That's been debunked. So, hey, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do my own research on that one.
Yeah. Yeah, that's and that actually came out. I feel like we talked about that on the episode on the podcast at some point too.
I've never heard that, so either the host wasn't paying attention or we didn't talk about it.
Yeah, so it has to do with because like the Earth spins on its axis. Like if you've ever had water in a cup and you spin the cup like this, oh, you can't see my hand, but if you go like this with the cup, oh, I actually can do it with my water bottle here. If you're on YouTube.
Dude, look at the moon moving your water around.
Yeah. When you're spinning and you have water, the water like disperses because of centrifugal force. So like the tides moving actually has to do with the Earth spinning and then also rotating around the sun. It has nothing to do with the gravity of the moon. So stick that in your fucking tailpipe and fucking jerk off.
Sit on it.
Stick that in your tailpipe and close your garage door. Well, that's it's a great way to end it. That's gonna do it for us. So if you haven't already, you gotta fucking subscribe. If you're on YouTube, click the subscribe button, give us a thumbs up, leave us a comment. Remember, 3 words or less. Tell us how that dick tastes. If you're on subscribe wherever you're listening. If you use Apple Podcasts, which I know like 78% of you do, go to the iTunes store, leave us 5 stars, write us a review over there. Tell us how it went when you fucking closed your garage door with your tailpipe plugged, but preferably, within the first like 30 seconds. Don't wait too long to tell us how it went. And big thanks to mybookie.com, who can be attributed to everything that we said today. Go to mybookie.com, use our promo code SarcasmPod. They will double your first deposit up to $1,000. If you want in on the weekly Sarcasm Speaks NFL Pick'em, let us know. Send us a DM on one of our social medias. We'll get you the information. So you can get us on social media at on Instagram at Sarcasm Speaks Pod, on Twitter at Sarcasm_Speaks, on Facebook at Just Sarcasm Speaks. Also, big thank you to grillyourassoff.com, the greatest seasoning company for meats in the world. I used it tonight when I cooked. I cooked my steak, and I used a what the fuck is it called? It's my favorite one. It's the one with the charcoal. Gunpowder. Yeah, Jesus Christ. I'm blanking. I'm thinking about still thinking about that tailpipe. I used it tonight. I used the gunpowder seasoning on the steak. It was fucking delicious. Go to grillyourassoff.com, use our promo code sarcasmpod for 15% off your entire order. They got seasonings, they got salt, pepper, t-shirts, hats, aprons, an instant read, meat thermometer, all that stuff over at grillyourassoff.com. Again, promo code sarcasmpod for 15% off your entire order. So until next time, good night.